So if you like the videos, please subscribe and hit the bell button for regular reminders of new videos coming up.
So hey folks, good morning, and today we're on a route out. It's lovely weather in the UK at the moment, currently 15 degrees, so spring has come early. How long it will last, I have no idea, but make the most of it. So today's trip, and I'm going to head up to the Lake District. It's about half an hour, 40 minutes away, so we're going to get on the motorway in a couple of miles, and then we're going to just head up to junction 36 and head over towards Kendal, and then over towards the top of Windermere, Ambleside, and then we're going to pick a route through to a place called Wast. And Wastwater is a place I used to frequent as a younger chap, when I used to go scuba diving in Wastwater and doing some diving training. So I think Wastwater is the deepest lake in Britain. It's about 90 plus meters deep. So I used to go diving in it when I was younger, and you'll see by the topography in the footage at the beginning of this video how dramatic it is, and what a beautiful place it is. So it's well worth a trip. If you're going up in the lakes, sometimes everyone visits Windermere and Coniston and all of those lakes, and also Ullswater, but little old Wastwater sometimes forgotten about. So yeah, here we go. Let's get into the route, and I'll also put a map so you can see the route of the roads I took to get to Wastwater and back. So stay tuned and enjoy the ride. So we're just coming up the M6 now. We're just coming up to junction 36, which is signposted to Barrow, Kendal, A590 and A591, and Kirby Lonsdale. So if you're heading north and to enter the Lake District Peninsula, basically come off at junction 36, or if you're heading south, same junction, and then head on the A591 towards Kendal. It's all dual carriageway till you get to Kendal. It's about 6 miles, and then you'll be on decent roads from then on up to Windermere and into the lakes. So I will say, if you're coming up this way and you're travelling out of season, then that's the best time to come. Basically it gets too busy with tourists and traffic in summer. So yeah, early season or late season, so we're talking anywhere from now till the end of May, and also September, October time are great. So as you come past Kendal on the bypass, which is direct from the M6 junction 36, you'll come down to a roundabout, and you want to go straight across, stay on the A591, and this is where the dual carriageway ends, and the single roads begin, heading past Staveley and into Windermere. A few bikes out today. So another good road here is the Crook Road, the B5284. That takes you towards Bonus. And that's a cracking road, lots of twists and turns. It's kind of a nice shortcut really in summer, because this road, the A591 towards Windermere, tends to get a lot of congestion too many tourists. So if you are coming up in summer, when you get to the roundabout there at the end of the bypass, just head down the Crook Road. I'll take you into Bonus, and just to keep you informed on fuel stations as well, there's one on the bypass just south of Kendal at Prizer, and then you've got another one on the A591 down here at Staveley, and also if you do head into Bonus via the Crook Road, there is a petrol station in Bonus as well. So those pretty much are your main stations to fuel up, get a full tank before heading into the lakes and through the mountains. Now you can get to Wast Water a number of ways. You could go down the A590 towards Barrow-in-Furness and Broughton-in-Furness, and then go in that way. But for today's ride, I'm going to come back that way, but I'm going to go in through Windermere, Ambleside, and head over towards Wast Water, and then, like I say, I'll come back through Broughton-in-Furness, and then on the way back I'll swing by Grange-over-Sands and see the brother-in-law and have a brew with him before I head back home later in the day. So mileage wise, the total route is here, and the time taken to do this route will be roughly about 3 hours at this time of year, maybe 4 if you've got a lot of heavy traffic in summer. But yeah, perfect weather, 14 degrees. Hopefully it'll get up to about 17 today, which is phenomenal for February. So what's coming up on the channel next? Well, winter time I do a lot of little reviews, like the tank bag review and things like that, because you can't get out riding so much. So the next video that will come is on a little bit of luggage, really, the Oxford 30 litre Aqua roll top bag that I use for touring, and I'll let you know how I fit that onto my bike without having straps rubbing against plastics and things. So yeah, I tend to use a 30 litre roll top bag now and keep all of my my bits and belongings, clothes and electronics in there. And then I also have a top box, which you've probably seen on the back of the MT10 SP, where I keep my daily things I need to access, like drones and water and things like that. So you've got the SO station here at Ings, just after Staveley, and little thing to watch out for, it's your last speed trap, but just on the right here you can see speed cameras. It's actually 40 miles an hour just through that little section through Ings. So that's pretty much it. No more speed cameras, just an ambulance trying to get by. So we're just passing by the Lowood Bay Hotel, little marina outside, a few sailboats and motorboats and things. It's a nice place to come and have a tea and a scone or a bit of cake. So this is the top end of Windermere, and we're heading towards Ambleside, just around the corner, but not sure why we've got traffic today. There's probably been an accident or something, because there's an ambulance came past just earlier, so we'll scoot past all this traffic, and yeah, I might get some comments about crossing these white lines, but what would you do? So yeah, you can stop at Ambleside here and get an ice cream, or even do a boat trip down the lake, which is quite nice if you're here with a family. But we're not stopping long. We just stopped for a brew, and now we're going to head over and out of Ambleside towards Wast Water. So we're going to head on the 5095 from Ambleside down to Wast Water. So if you're here for lunch, a good recommendation is just this white building, the Water Edge Inn, on the left here, and great pub, and you can sit right next to the water and have your lunch, which is a nice place to stop. Beautiful day. If you like walking, great place to come. And if you are staying in Ambleside as a stopover, lots of nice little B&Bs, and they also have a cinema with an Italian joined to it, so you can have an Italian and cinema deal all rolled into one. Very good Italian restaurant. Used to be called Zeffirelli's, I think it was, but we're not going to quite get into the village of Ambleside, which is just ahead of us. We're going to head left just up here on the A593 towards Langdale. So we're heading towards Skeleth Bridge. Probably not pronounced that right, but it's near enough. One thing I will say about the lakes is that no matter what time you come, you're never going to have the roads to yourself, which is pretty much the case with most roads in UK now. It's not like touring the Picos or somewhere in Europe, abroad, Spain, Portugal, France. But stunning scenery, so it's generally going to be a slow to medium ride, just taking in all the sights and the beauty of the Lake District, really. So stay on this road, and should be less traffic now because it's not a well-known road, but it is a goodie. And I did wrap up warm this morning, but it's getting warmer, and I've just had to take a layer off, so that's a nice position to be in rather than be cold and having to put more layers on. So we're at Skeleth Bridge. This is the Skeleth Bridge Hotel and restaurant. Just on the right here, there's Chester's by the river. Just there, next to the river. Perfect, and I mean perfect. Cakes, teas, coffees. Well worth a stop, and quite a famous place in this part of the world. Okay, so we're just going to turn right here towards Langdales and Elterwater. So we're on uncharted territory now. I've never been down this road ever, but it looks an interesting one. And it's nice to explore, and that's why I have a motorcycle, because I love travelling and I love to explore places you've never been before. Just be nice if this red car wasn't in front of me. Little Langdale. Oh, look, you got an off-road tour. So you can come for a safari. Don't know why they call it a safari, because a safari to me is when you're in Africa, going to see some nice wild animals. And the only animal I've got here is this dog looking at me out the back of this Honda. Now, I wish this guy was nicer and he'd just pull over and let me by. Ah, he was reading my mind. Thank you very much, sir. And we're just keeping on this road towards Wrynose, which is a pass that we will go over, and it's one of the famous passes in the Lake District. You've got Wrynose and Hardknott Pass, which are extremely steep, and as you can see from the mountains in front of us, that's what we need to get over. So I have been over here actually when I was young in my father's car which was probably a Ford Cortina at the time. And I remember, because of the steepness of the road and the very impossible passing places, that he nearly burned his clutch out trying to start and stop getting up the pass, because it was so steep. Yeah, many a car has got stuck up that pass and not been able to do anything because they've just burnt the clutch out. So these roads are actually barely passable or wide enough to pass with a car, let alone a bike. But just look at this topography. Absolutely stunning. That is absolutely beautiful. So let's see what the incline is. 25%, not too bad ish. Wouldn't like to go off the side there. A bit dodgy. Look at that drop. Wow. A few nice streams coming off the mountain there. This is like some other planet. A bit like Mars, maybe. The surface of the road's not great, but this is how I remember it. 25% incline. Very little passing places for cars. And just amazing views. Yeah, so if you are coming over this way, I would recommend to do it out of season. Can you imagine this place in summer? Trying to get past all the traffic up and down this road. God, he's brave. Fancy cycling up there. He's probably looking at me and wishing he was on this bike and not cycling. Ooh, or maybe not. Lots of walkers around. Don't know if it's picking it up on camera, this valley. So we're at the top of Wrynose Pass now, and it's just plateaued on the top before we rise up a little bit to go down the other side. Temperature's really plummeted. I'm not sure what height we're at here. I'll find out, and I'll actually put it at the top of the screen just here. Reminds me very much of Scotland, which obviously the Lake District's not far away from Scotland, and it's meant to be the place where it rains the most in the country. So the other thing to watch out for, obviously this is all cattle grid area. Okay, so sign says turn right, and now we're going over Hardknott Pass. So we'll have done them both, Wrynose and Hardknott Pass. So yeah, watch out for the sheep and things. Although they're used to cars coming up and down, they don't get startled. So Hardknott Pass is definitely steeper. I didn't see an incline percentage, but believe me, this is absolutely first gear. Road conditions not great, but a challenge, to say the least. Would not like to bring my car over here. The road is extremely narrow, very few passing places. The landscape is pretty nice, and I'm not finding any vehicles so far over this one. So this is the challenging one for a vehicle. I would imagine the safari jeeps I saw before have been over this way, probably all the way to Wastwater, to be honest. So if you're thinking of like Switzerland mountain passes, where the roads are really smooth and wide, and well, some of them are wide, this is definitely very different. This is a real mountain pass. Not that much changed over the hundreds of years, I wouldn't imagine. They're going to let me past? Yes, they are. Thank you. Okay, so we're up the one side, and now we're going down the other side. Wow, wow, wow. You cannot imagine how pushed forward over the bars I am coming down here. So steep. Oh my god. Hello, sheep. My pathetic attempt at imitating a sheep. A few loose stones on the road, keeping away from them. Wow, that was steep. Oh my god. A few cyclists coming up here. Actually, that bit they're on is not steep, so God help them when they get further up. And they're walking now. Jeez. So we're about 11 miles from Wastwater, and we've come down from Hardknott Pass. That's Hardknott Bar and Cafe, and the Woolpack Inn. There's an adventure centre, a cycling centre there as well. So somewhere to stop and take a pee, or have a drink, or have a little break after coming over the two passes. So Hardknott and Wrynose Pass, very steep, very narrow. Looks like some glamping pods on the right hand side here. So there's quite a few campsites over this way. But the glamping pods, I don't know if you can see them just over there. They're all wooden, tucked in between those trees. Just pull over here if I can. Hollins Farm. There you go, glamping pods. Brilliant things on a bike, because you don't have to unpack a tent, pitch a tent. You've got this glamping pod there, it's got electricity, it's got a kettle, microwave, beds. You just need your sleeping bag, that's it, and stay for the night. Absolute brilliant things. I stayed in one in Scotland when we did the NC 500 trip. Excellent, really. Price wise they're good. You've got a campsite there, Eskdale, with a pub, Brookhouse Inn down the road, so some amenities to get some food and drink at night. There you go, they've got ensuite bedrooms as well. We've got people walking everywhere here. Dodge the people. You've got Eskdale Railway here. Look at that miniature gauge railway. And that goes, not sure where it goes actually. Steam trains. A few bikes there. Yeah, I have been on that railway when I was a little boy. And I think it goes up the coast, up towards Seascale and that way. So yeah, nice to do. But if you are coming with a family to do it, I would recommend coming not over the two passes with your family in the car. They'll probably all be sick. Come on, get out the road. So I would come in this way from Broughton-in-Furness, Eskdale Green, and then up to Eskdale Railway, and have a little ride on the steam train. Okay, so we'll come up to a junction just here by the King George V Inn, and we need to turn right towards Eskdale Green. Please drive carefully. Always, officer. Look at that. Daffodils coming out end of February. That means only one thing: spring is on its way, and the riding season begins. So we're just coming into a place called Gosforth now, and just up the road here we're going to turn right on the Wastwater road, and then another 5 miles and I think we're there. So rest of the journey back, what we're going to do is I'm not going to return via the Hardknott and Wrynose Pass. We're going to head down towards Broughton and that way, and once we get clear of these single track roads, we'll be on normal roads again, faster sweeping roads. And then I'm going to finish the journey up actually at my brother-in-law's to grab a brew with him over at Grange over Sands before returning down to the Lancaster area. So we're just arriving in Greenodd now. There's Greenodd village, and then you'll come round past the tractor garage. There's a fish and chip shop just there. If it's late afternoon, tea time, you can grab fish and chips. And then basically we're going to head left at the roundabout here, and this is the A590. Takes you to Ulverston going right, and Newbury Bridge and that way going left. So anyway, we're gonna finish it here. Hope you've liked the video. It's a lovely route to do. Like I say, just be careful in summer, not getting too stuck in the tourist traps. But yeah, great. Thanks for watching, and if you like, click the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Lots of more reviews and trips coming up, some UK, some abroad, and yeah, see you soon.